Hello and welcome to another episode of Ankle Sore and our review of round 19. Please make sure to hit the thumbs up button, and if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that button too. It helps our show get out to more people, and while you're at it, go ahead and hit the bell icon so you get an alert every time a new episode is available. No veto, as we've discussed in the live. However, if you didn't watch our live stream, which we did have a veto, had a death in the family, unfortunately, so our condolences to Vito and his family. And what do you want to add to that?
No, it's just unfortunate what's happened, you know. But they're all doing well. He's okay. So I'm sure we'll see him back next week with us.
See you soon, mate.
Yeah.
We've just come off the back of our live stream. How you feeling?
Yeah, it was fun. It's always fun doing a live stream. Game was good.
Croaky voice.
Yeah, a bit.
Game was good. I'm hungry. Didn't get served anything. No platters. No.
Yeah, it was
nothing.
It was a bit. It was all rushed, like quick. It happened real quick. I know it seemed like an hour, but it went for 3 hours.
But it went okay. So if you haven't seen it in replay, it's up.
What's up? Yeah, go watch the live stream.
Yep.
Bit of fun.
So
and if you missed it, do our next one.
Yep.
If we get to do another one, we probably will get.
Oh yeah, we'll be doing another one. There's
Absolutely.
still 5 rounds to go and finals. We could be doing a final.
Could be doing a final on Thursday.
That'd be good. A Thursday night final. Awesome. Friday, Marvel Stadium was the first game of the round. It was Essendon 17-11, 113, losing to Adelaide Crows 17-13, 115. What a game of football!
Good game.
Before you say anything,
yep.
It was a strange game of footy because the Crows kicked 8 on the trot to get out to 36 points, and then Essendon responded with 7 on the trot to take the lead by 19 points or thereabouts. Weird. It was the strangest game of football.
Weird.
And then for the Crows to come back and kick the winner with 30 seconds to go.
Yeah, Rochelle kicked the winner.
It was bloody enjoyable.
Yeah. Does this say more about Adelaide or Essendon? Or both?
Says more about Essendon. My word, it does. My word, it does.
Great win by Adelaide.
They made great win by the Crows. And Crows, I text you straight after the game, and maybe I saw them live on Friday night. I saw this game live. You see a lot more about the Crows live than you do on TV.
Their structures and that, yeah.
Their structures is fantastic. Dawson off half back. Ben Keys, is he the best reject in the AFL at the moment? That's found another club.
Goals, yeah.
He was tremendous.
He was good,
and this was without Rankin.
Yeah, I said to you, add Rankin and Taylor Walker.
And Taylor Walker.
To a lesser extent, Taylor Walker, a bit older now, like you can't be relying on him. Yeah, Phil Thorpe and these guys are coming through, but Isaac Rankin's going to do something.
And I thought, like, Berry in the middle was good. They had a first game that went to Merritt or tandem with Merritt with what was his? It was Cook and Bond.
Not Cook, Bond.
They went tandem on him, and that was a surprise. Everyone talks at draft time, and you're big on this. Like, he's athletic, he can run, he can do the 100 metres in 9.3.
Yep.
He's a good shuttle. He's
9.3 world record.
Well, yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But you know what? At the end of the day, on Friday night, in a gripping game of footy, it was the two big fellas up forward, Phil Thorpe and Fogarty.
Fogarty, yeah. Fogarty
They basically
very well, yeah.
Were two, and Essendon made the big statement that they dropped Heppel, they dropped Wright.
Right, yeah.
They dropped Hine, which I was surprised about.
I'm surprised they dropped Wright.
And Laverty had to come back in, and Menzies came in.
Wouldn't you stretch your defence?
But with Peter Wright.
I think Peter Wright. I know you don't think highly of him, but he's a goal kicker, right?
He's out of sorts. He was out of sorts.
Golson hasn't played for 4 weeks.
Oh, no, but Essendon kicked 17 goals. It doesn't matter.
Fair point. Stringer was really quiet, wasn't he?
Stringer was quiet. And to think, again, Essendon kicked 17 goals. It was a
enough.
battle of no defences. Each side didn't have a defence.
I love, by the way.
You do love.
Do they play finals, Essendon?
They do.
Okay.
But
I think they do. Yeah.
Gee, I don't know if they can win a final.
They had the top 4 sewn up if they win this game, just about.
Yeah.
With other results that we'll talk about.
Yeah. But I don't know if it's going to say much more about that game.
No. It's a good game of footy.
It was a good game of footy. Did the right team win?
Yep.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, I think so, yeah, in the end.
Probably.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Yep. Saturday, ENGIE Stadium was GWS Giants 14-5-89, defeating Gold Coast 6-14-50. Do you feel not vindicated because it happens every week, but
Well, do you feel... Yeah, I feel vindicated because I told you last week there's no chance.
that one, yeah.
Zero chance.
They kicked 6 goals.
6-14. Ben King kicked 5 behinds. And
5
he kicked
behinds.
3 from within 10 metres he missed.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this one more time to all the people that think we're Victorian biased, which we're not. We're not.
No, but it was a fruitful and interesting conversation during the week with certain subscribers, which we take on board, don't we? Like, it was made all sense where you're coming from.
But I sit here today and I'll still say, gee, I sound like a president, don't I? I sit here today. I know. Kick this team out of the AFL. I've had enough of Gold Coast.
No,
13 years they're yet to play finals and they're not playing this year, mate. I'm sick of them.
You can't. They're not going. You can't kick them out.
I want to kick them out. I don't care if they're going or not.
It's not about the state, is it?
What do you mean?
It's not about the state. This could be.
No, it's got nothing to do.
This could be a Victorian side that.
Oh, mate, kick St. Kilda out too while you're at it. Let's be honest. I'm disgusted. 6-14-50.
Nothing comes out of the Gold Coast. Any sporting team.
Any sporting team.
It's. But anyway, I'm not as big on it as you are.
But do you despise them for what
I don't.
You don't despise them for what they do away from home? I despise them.
I don't despise them.
I despise them that they keep showing up every week away from home and think they're going to win a game of football. That's poor. No,
I don't despise them. They're not good enough on the road.
Well, that's not good enough for me. They sleep with the lights on.
Yeah, fair
because
enough.
You cannot sleep in a different bed in a hotel room and tell me that contributes to your football.
They
That's
like
rubbish.
their pillows at home.
Well, stay at home. Get out of the competition. There's no room for any of you in this sport.
Playing the NEFL, that doesn't even exist anymore.
Get out.
Giants
did what they had to do.
Did what they had to do.
Goal of the year, Toby Green. But anyway.
Yep. Saturday, same time. St Kilda 17-11, 113, defeated West Coast 6-5-41.
Now, I'm going to say two things here. I told you 4 weeks ago that West Coast are in a world of hurt. North aren't. They're 8 rungs below North Melbourne.
They are 26th.
Exactly.
They're 26th on the ladder.
So you saw it yesterday. 6 goals, 5-41 against St Kilda, who are a shocking football team.
Well, how do you just kick 6 goals against St Kilda and concede 17 and St Kilda are not a 113-point side?
And St Kilda only kick 113 against that. You know, a good side, they would have kicked 160 yesterday against them.
I know.
They were non-competitive.
Work like that, but I know what you mean.
I'm just saying, like, the West Coast are in deep trouble. When I say deep trouble...
Yeah, where are they at?
We
had a few questions on
go on
the live stream about who's the possible
West
replacements. I said
coach.
That Nathan Buckley would be the Hail Mary that they would be probably having a chat with. It's probably unlikely.
Do you reckon? All right.
But now, then go on.
Now, just with Nathan Buckley, do you think he can be bothered with a rebuild? He's not going.
No, maybe not.
I'm just saying.
Maybe not.
Now that you mentioned it in the live stream, I didn't really say too much about it, but he can't be bothered with the live stream. But Jamie Graham can be.
Jamie Graham, who's next cab off the rank, been for a couple of years, next cab off the rank. Look, Nathan, when you look at it like that, you probably sit down and go, oh, we can't speak to Buckley, or maybe we should just have a bit of a chat, but we know...
He's not up for a 5-year rebuild. He's kidding himself. He won't do it. He won't. He just won't. Now, again, you mentioned something in live stream about money, right? If he's paid $2 million, he'll coach him, no matter what.
He did say, they asked him the straight-out question eventually.
Damien Hardwick went to Gold Coast, not because he couldn't give us stuff about Gold Coast, $2 million a year,
but
mate.
Damien Hardwick wasn't in the media. They asked Buckley during the week, and Buckley said, gee, they've got to be paying me pretty good money because the money and the media are... And he said, I'll be straight out.
Yeah.
It's good money.
Yeah, 100%.
So where's that going to be for my life, he sort of said.
Yeah. Well, like I said to you, West Coast have the money to pay him whatever he wants because they can.
Yeah, but the cattle.
Now, one last question on this one. Do they look, and I know this is left field, do they look at trading Harley Reid and getting 4 first-round picks?
No, they can't. You can't be doing that.
No?
They've got him. Now they've got to look.
But is one player going to fix the... see, it's not.
Yeah, but are you just taking away another player that...
No, I'm just asking.
You've got to add again if you take Harley Reid away.
But you're getting 4 draft picks.
Yeah, I get that.
4
I get that.
rounders.
Is there an alternative?
No, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, but I'm just putting it out there.
But you know what I mean? Like you lose another gun. Like you lose I get that.
Yeah.
But then you're giving up.
I said last year during the trade period, I said they're silly not to trade that pick because one player ain't going to fix West Coast.
I agree. Then they should have done it.
5 players,
Yeah.
which North offered them, 4 picks or whatever. And you were strongly against it. I was. But 4 good players will help West Coast. Not fix it, but they'll help the progression.
And that's now on the back, without just thinking off the top of my head, that comment or that suggestion.
Yeah.
You're right. It should have happened trade week.
Yeah.
Now, it's too late. You can't do it.
Yeah. Well, they obviously thought they were better. They kept the coach. They thought they were better than what they are.
Surely
And they're not.
Anyway, the twilight game at the MCG was the big one. Hawthorn 2013, 133 defeated Collingwood 9-13-67. Miserable day in Melbourne. I don't know what you guys did on Saturday, but it was a miserable day in Melbourne.
Horrendous day.
And the Hawks kicked 20 goals.
20 goals. Amazing. They are so good to watch.
Collingwood were really cherry ripe for a whacking. They've been cherry ripe for weeks for a whacking.
Yep. I said it a few weeks back. I said, how many more of these players are they going to bring in Collingwood before the damn wall breaks?
It's broken.
It's broken. But how many?
There were signs against Geelong too.
Mate.
And then look at what Geelong did, which we'll talk about. Yeah. So how bad
Collingwood then? Well, they kicked 9 goals. We've been saying all year, Vito's been the odd one out saying, they can still win the flag. They won't even play finals. It's over. It's over.
No, that's right. And
the dynasty is over. And when I say dynasty, I mean the nucleus of this. But
that's fine.
No, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's over.
Yeah.
They should have had another shot this year at least and possibly next year with the team that they've got.
Yeah.
Because their better players are getting older, the Pendleburys and these guys.
Pendlebury side bottom.
Jeremy Howe. Those ones are been there for
it could have gone. It was on a knife's edge.
Yeah.
Collingwood probably. I didn't see it coming this sharply.
No, not this sharp. It's happened in the last 4 weeks, really.
Because that's right. It's been a sharp decline. People say about personnel and stuff like that. And people also say about the game plan, should they change? Look, you can't change a game plan mid-year. You can't expect. You just can't. So Collingwood go through the corridor at all expenses. Yeah. They played the really fine brand of footy, which won them a flag.
Absolutely.
But you can't expect them to just go, righto, let's go mid-year. It's just. But you keep your philosophy as a coach.
Well, funny you should say that.
I know you haven't got the cattle's falling away, but
yeah. Well, that doesn't help. But Craig McRae did say at the start of the year, he said we won't win a premiership this year playing 2023, what we did last year, right? Which. Yeah, words are words, right? I get that.
Yeah, I know.
But clearly they're trying to play the same way. That either the players aren't listening. I'm not saying there's dissent or anything like that. I'm just saying that it's not happening for whatever reason, right?
And Collingwood rolled the dice a fair bit last year and it come off.
Yeah.
And they're rolling the dice now. And you can see they're still trying to play their footy. And I don't have a problem with that.
No, so they
it's
should.
Not coming off because of the personnel.
Yeah.
That's for Hawthorn. Can they play finals?
Yes, they can. I said that a few weeks ago. Whether they do, because the wrong teams are winning.
Yeah.
They're a game behind.
They're looking at teams that are winning games still.
Yeah. So, and look, they're playing as good footy as anyone at the moment, honestly. Let's be totally honest about it.
They're the form side.
They are the form side. They're
actually
10 to 13.
The form side of the comp.
Exactly. So, there you go.
Anything else to add to that?
Nope.
I don't think so. Saturday, GMHBA Stadium or...
Alphabet Stadium
is the new one. 7-6-48 Geelong have lost to the Western Bulldogs 13-17-95.
I know you've got a bit to say about this.
Oh, have I?
Yeah. Well, you texted me after the game last night saying what? Geelong? What?
What did I say?
You said they were putrid or that was disgusting.
Pathetic performance by Geelong was my text.
Pathetic Pittman, remember him?
Pathetic. It was a real...
It was a feeble attempt.
It was, yeah.
Wasn't it? It really was.
It was really bad, Geelong. It was a shocker. And it's not about... Okay, this was Geelong's problem, I felt, and the Western Bulldogs' strength last night. It wasn't up forward where Norton was diving into every catch, every mark like a slips fieldsman.
Catch.
It wasn't O'Donnell taking contested marks. That's what you see every week with the Dogs.
O'Donnell didn't play.
Sorry, not O'Donnell. Darcy.
Yeah.
Geelong... Bulldogs were tremendous intercepting last night.
They were, yeah.
They must have intercepted 25 times. I can't pronounce his name, but Buku
Kamis
was tremendous.
He's good, isn't he?
It's like as if Geelong brought the footy in and pinpointed the Dogs every time. Now,
Yeah.
I know that's not what
you're right,
happened,
yeah.
but the
It seemed
Dogs
that way.
zoned and got into their spots. They were it was at certain points was like, again, this is ridiculous.
Yep.
I would have been pulling my hair out as a Geelong supporter every time the ball went in.
Yep.
And it was credit to the Dogs. That's what
They were fantastic.
that was their launch.
Yeah.
They kicked there, and the conditions were horrendous. The old school conditions.
Mate, I'm sick of that already. Build a roof over every ground that doesn't have one. That was terrible last night. That's not
I don't
why
mind
Geelong
it.
lost.
No, I don't
can't
mind
stand
seeing
it.
a bit of
That's
that
rubbish.
footy.
It's not fair. It's.
Not fair.
I mean, everyone plays in those similar conditions at some point, but I just don't like it. It's not conducive to good
Pauline
footy.
Hanson. I don't like it.
Yes, we spoke about that during the week. I said, remember that song?
I don't like it. When you turn my voice about, I don't like it.
Can the Dogs? Well, I think they can make it. There's still half a game out,
Yeah.
but I think this is crazy. They're half a game out, and I think they can actually. They've got a tough run home, but if they get through it, geez, they could launch. They could do a 2-16, finish 7th, and they could. They could. I know Dog supporters are watching through their fingers going, please, I don't want to think about that. But, as a neutral, why can't they? There's no other side up there. We'll talk about Sydney. We'll talk about Brisbane. We'll talk about Carlton.
Yeah.
If there's a flag to be pinched from 7th or 8th, this is it.
I get that.
The Dogs will be playing Geelong in a final. Oh, I'd love that as a Dog supporter.
The only issue I've got with the Dogs is they have a couple of these good wins and then they go 3 steps back.
that's their consist. That's
So
on them.
I don't even know who they're playing next week, but next week's huge for them, right?
That's on them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if they can string 3 or 4 together, what you said,
They got
yes. If they get to that point, absolutely they've got an opportunity to win it, but they need to get to that point, and I'm not sold
They
yet.
do have Melbourne in a couple of weeks as well.
So that's just
there's some big
walkover.
games. They've got Adelaide. And,
Oh, well, there you go. So
Look, they got games that it's going to be a challenge. But
Yeah.
geez, if they get through that. Anyway,
Okay.
Saturday night, Adelaide Oval was Port Adelaide 16-20, 116. Richmond 11-9, 75. And unlike Port Adelaide, they had to earn this. What's the margin? 5 goals, 11, 31 points.
they smacked them in the end.
They smacked, but
But
Richmond
for 3
pushed them.
quarters, it was
So
there
good
was a
on
chance-
Port for fighting through that
for once.
and kicking 16-20. And,
I agree.
And in the end, I commend them on that.
I do, but I'll also say it's lucky they played Richmond because they didn't play great last night.
They didn't.
Because Richmond can't kick a score just because of personnel, right?
They didn't.
That's about their ceiling, 70,
But
80
they were
points.
challenged. And
They were challenged,
and they whacked
absolutely.
them.
But Richmond challenged a lot of teams this year. We've even said they're fun to watch, have a
Yeah.
crack, but they can't sustain it for 4 quarters.
So,
right?
Richmond's done what they had to do. So when you say Port Adelaide, if they're playing another side, well, no, Richmond, that's what they do, Richmond.
Yeah, I know. But
So every side's gone through this.
But we
Even
don't believe-
GWS last week.
But we don't believe in Port Adelaide. We've called them contenders.
Yeah, I know.
So,
I know.
I mean, they had 36 shots a goal to 20. That's,
Nah, good on them.
a hiding.
I'd be, if I was a Port supporter, I'd be like, I don't mind that.
all right.
I don't mind that
Fair
result.
enough. Fair enough. There's not much to say about that one. Like, Charlie Dixon was actually all right last night. But
Yeah.
they got the 4 points. It's one of those
yeah.
ones where you get the 4
And
points
they
and you
needed
move
them
on.
at this time of year. You bank them.
So where the Port finish, you reckon?
I'm not sure they're going to finish in the top 4.
No, I don't think so either.
I think they should be. You can't plan this, but they need a home final, so they've got to
final,
finish 5th or 6th.
But-
That's what everyone should be aiming for.
They're no threat, are they?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so
Again, if you're playing a side. Look, the inconsistencies of every side at the moment in the top 8,
That's
it's
true.
anyone's to win.
Oh,
It's anyone's to win.
I can't believe we're saying this after, like in round 19, round 20.
Everyone says how even it is, but
It is.
what
But
it is,
it is.
what it's showing is there's a lot of inconsistencies in the sides that are going to be playing in that final week.
Yeah.
Well, second last week.
Well, what we've said, teams seem to have like a 5-week block where
Yeah.
they play well, and then that 6th week they slump and lose
that's
one
the
or
competition.
two. Yeah,
that's,
it is, isn't it?
That's
So,
the competition.
yeah.
Sunday at the Gabba, the day match. Brisbane 11-13, 79 defeated Sydney Swans 11-11, 77 by 2 points. What a cracking game of football.
Great game of footy. Didn't pan out like I said. I said it was going to be a shootout at the OK Corral. unfortunately, it wasn't. It was a perfect day to play
Yeah, it
football.
was. Sydney looked every bit home at 3/4 time. They got to 3/4 time. They looked like they'd almost done enough.
Yeah.
They lost personnel during the course of
That
the
didn't help.
day.
That
Like,
didn't
you know,
help.
lost Papley and Rampy, so they lost players at each end.
And your mate Hayward was.
And Hayward got
pretty-
injured, then
he
was
hampered, yeah.
Yeah, he kicked
He
a
still kicked a
couple
goal, though,
of
yeah.
big goals, kicked
Yeah.
that snapshot. Like, yeah, gee, are these the two sides?
Not sure.
Is Brisbane, can they get rolling?
No. Yes, but no. I mean, they played at home, right? If this is a.
Yeah, they played the best side in the comp.
Yeah, about that. They've lost 3 out of the last 4, Sydney.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, I know.
You can call them the best side in the comp. They were 6 weeks ago. Are they now?
That's what I mean. The
Debatable, isn't it?
inconsistency is incredible with
3
everyone.
3 out of the 4 for the top side, and they're in front. They're on top by 2 games.
Yeah, so again, like Port Adelaide and like the Western Bulldogs, Brisbane's more capable of those two sides getting their act together
Yeah, Brisbane are. Yeah, they've got the
and finishing in the
personnel.
top 4 to
Yeah.
win the flag.
Yeah, I agree.
They were second after that game, but then
So
lost
they're
second
third
spot.
now.
But they're
But,
third.
jeez, they've come
but
from
if they
nowhere,
steal
yeah.
second from Carlton and get a home final
Oh,
first
then,
up,
then they play in the grand final again. They can win it. I tipped. Go back to our predictions. I
We
tipped
both said Brisbane win the flag.
Yeah, and who? Yeah,
I'm not going that far yet.
I'm
but
not. I'm not far from that. But
Yeah.
it's interesting. Yeah, you know who struggled a bit today? I thought Isaac Heaney struggled a bit today.
I reckon they pushed him so wide that they couldn't get him through the middle.
Now this is
Don't you
yes.
think?
You are 100% right. Okay, John Longmire. The Brownlow favourite before last week was Isaac Heaney playing in the middle of the ground, an on-baller for 4 quarters. Yeah, they push him forward for 5 minutes to kick a goal or whatever. Then they bring back that hack Parker.
It's not a hack.
He's a hack.
No, he's not.
His career's over.
Yeah, it might be over.
He's
but
cost them the game today.
You reckon why?
Well, he played forward all game, Heaney. He didn't get in the game.
That's a
Right?
coach's mistake.
No, right, exactly. But what are you doing playing Luke Parker? Not required, mate.
He wasn't that bad. Do you think he was that bad?
Did you hear what I said? Not required. For 16 rounds, he and Callum Mills didn't play and they couldn't lose a game, Sydney. They lost 1 game.
Are you saying that it's upset the apple cart
100%.
or the balance?
I don't know why they'd put him in and Heaney, he's a top 5 player in the AFL and he's playing down forward. For what reason?
Yeah, you put your Rolls Royces in the middle,
ridiculous, John Longmire. You're kidding yourself, I'm telling you.
And Brisbane, under
Zorko.
the microscope, Zorko half back.
Superstar. Joe Dano had a ripper. Kicked 4, I think.
I thought
He was-
Calamarchi was good.
All right. Oh, just that goal he kicked that to put him in front. Oh, he just
He
had a
didn't
hack
play
it.
in the grand final, did he, last
Yeah,
year?
he did.
He
He
did.
did.
He was injured, wasn't he? Came back from injury.
Oh, possibly. I
He
don't
was
think
going
did
okay. He
much.
got injured late in the year last year.
He's an interesting because he's okay.
I think
Let's
he's
be
in
honest.
Their best I don't mind.
Best what?
He's in their best 22.
Yeah, but he's number 22 on the list, if you know what I mean, or 20.
This is all done
Like-
off the back of no Kadane Coleman.
Yeah, I know. That's okay. But everyone has injuries.
And Lockie McCarthy. Lincoln McCarthy, sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
And
Well, can I give you
the big fella down back who's the big
Darcy
Gardner.
Darcy
And
Gardner, yeah.
there's another one. There's a fourth. There's
No,
a fourth.
That's it, mate.
3
So,
Ricos.
okay, so can I give you Carlton's response to that? Jack Silvani
Yeah.
out with the Rico.
Yeah, okay.
Sam Doherty out with the Rico.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know.
Every team
But
loses
it's all
them.
it's
You've
all
got to-
individual.
You've got to have 30 good players on the list to win a premiership. Collingwood proved that last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Anyway, let's move on. Sunday, Optus Stadium at 3:20. Fremantle 17-14, 116. Whacked. Batman. 10-6-66 Melbourne.
I told
50
you.
points.
I told you.
You did.
I told you there was no chance, Melbourne.
I gave Melbourne my final chance, and
Nah, I don't believe that. I just reckon you didn't want Freo to win. I think you wanted Melbourne to win, but in the back of your mind, you knew they were no chance.
good. Yeah,
Let's
they
be
were no
honest, come
chance.
on.
Good on Freo. Just put him to the sword.
Oh, they smacked them.
A 0 first quarter or 0 goals.
Yeah,
They
0
put him to the
goals,
sword.
yeah.
And that's what. This is the thing.
That's what good sides do.
Essendon couldn't do this to Melbourne last week.
Yeah,
So
and they should have, yeah.
Yeah, they should have.
Yeah.
But Freo, forget at home away.
Yeah.
Freo,
Yeah.
put him to the sword. Did what a side that's looking for a top 4 position does.
Look, as much as I hate on Freo, and I do, I don't like the way they play. Even now, they've improved, but I didn't like the way they played the first half of the season. They've got their they all know how to play that system. Whatever that system is.
Who's that remind you of?
Sydney?
Collingwood of last year.
I was going to say, you didn't let me finish, but yeah. Sydney, been doing it for years.
Yeah.
Play that system. Collingwood, play that system. Good sides do that, you know. Now, they've got, if you look at their list on paper, it's pretty ordinary, right?
Is it ordinary?
Yeah, it's ordinary.
That's...
If you stack that up with other teams, you'll go, geez, they're probably 13th or 14th. Like players, you know, just, he's a better player than him, right?
Yeah.
But as a unit, they get the job done.
And incredibly, they can win the premiership because of the way the season is going.
No, you're wrong. No,
They
can't. Where's the premiership played? MCG, is
Yeah,
it?
I know, but...
No, they ain't winning the MCG.
They absolutely
No, they're
can.
not. They're not. No chance.
What a backflip I've done. No, I'm only saying on the basis of...
No, but they can't. Brisbane can, they can't.
But I'm talking about... I said the Dogs could and I said Port could. I'm telling you. Fremantle finished in the top four.
No, so you're wrong with Port. Dogs can, because they're a Melbourne team.
Fremantle finish in the top four. They'll win their first final at home. Then they're into a preliminary.
Hang on, top four against Sydney. What? They finished fourth, Sydney.
No, if they finish second...
How are they going to finish second?
Why can't they? Mathematically, they can.
Mathematically, Gold Coast can play finals.
Well, that's what the speculation is.
Yeah, no speculation. They're not winning any premierships.
Yeah.
All right, I'll eat the 100 nuggets. We're going to do a live stream. I get it, Freddie.
Anyway.
You're playing finals. Move on.
The Twilight game was the game we did the live stream on, and it was Carlton 16-11, 107, defeating North 14-4, 88. Competitive game of footy. North
Was competitive.
North looked really good for long periods, and Carlton did what they had to do and win the game of footy. Oh, just annoyed.
Go on. Have you say.
I'm just annoyed at the umpiring, and we all are.
Only in the last quarter. They were
yeah.
okay for 3 quarters, let's be honest.
There was a
yeah,
couple
they got
of
a couple
weird
wrong,
ones,
but
like, you know,
yeah, it goes.
Curtis got a hold in the later tackling the goal square play. That's holding the ball.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
The game was snapped by 2 horrible free kicks and a 50-metre penalty, which it broke the game. I wasn't thinking the North were going to win it, but it just changed the momentum.
Well, we don't know.
It's
They had no
just
chance.
Disheartening. It was disheartening. And I want to ask you a question. This is a loaded question because of
Go on.
the tackling. You know, we saw 2 players get cleared this week. The tackling, the way
was a joke.
the way the umpires are, because we saw a lot of slings that were not, over the weekend.
Yep.
It's not that hard, is it?
No, it's not.
I'm going to go off you said something a few weeks ago.
So, do you want me to say it? I'll
What's
just
that?
have my say about what I told you, what I spoke to you about last week.
Yeah, and I'm going to say off the back of something too.
Yeah, so Kane Corns all week's been crying about these decisions with Charlie Cameron and the guy from GWS,
Bedford.
Toby Bedford, right? How it's a football act and this and that. Okay. Kane, they got concussed, mate. Do you understand that? That's the first thing. They got concussed. Now, I don't care if you think it's a football act because 30, 40 years ago, cleaning people up with a hip and shoulder and putting them on a stretcher was a football act. Yet we don't do that anymore, do we?
Nah, I agree.
Now, whether it's right or wrong, it's irrelevant. Okay?
Yeah.
They were concussed and therefore you get 3 weeks. There is no course. There shouldn't be a course. If you concuss someone.
No.
Right? Now, whether they meant to or not, I don't know. Only they know, right?
Yep.
Okay? Personally, I thought the Charlie Cameron one was a bit worse than the Toby Bedford one because he got in front on.
2 actions.
Yeah, and dragged him and pushed him to the ground and hit his head, right? Toby Bedford sort of tackled him and he just so happened to hit his head. So that was a bit unlucky, but he concussed him, so I'll cop it, right? Now, you have a choice. You don't have to tackle, number one. And if you do tackle, you do not take them to ground.
You can correctly tackle someone.
Exactly.
We've seen it now. Players can do it.
Players have choices, right? Now, again, Kane, I'm only bringing you up because I heard you all week going on about it and it actually made me sick, right?
Oh, I should have heard the rant that he gave me.
Oh, my God.
I said, ring up SEN and tell him.
Well, was I right? Okay, so...
I agree with you.
Can we, Kane, can we knock people out with hip and shoulders and think it's a good thing from 40 years ago? No, it's been outlawed. Can we hip and shoulder someone and get them in the head and them not get weeks? No, it's been outlawed. Remember they said, we're not taking out the bump, but if you choose the bump and get them in the head,
so
you get 3 weeks,
So what
right?
you're saying is
Times have
concussion
changed.
is vital in the answer.
Exactly. It doesn't matter
I mean,
what...
vital in what the players get suspended for, right?
It's the only reason why it should be suspended,
Yeah,
right?
so I get you. So
it's irrelevant.
on the back of that, then they've got to change the tribunal
100%.
system. I've been thinking about this on the back of what you say because I agree.
Yep.
I've got to word it right but you'll know what I mean.
Yep.
They've got to change the reports.
The wording.
Yep. If you tackle a player and he gets concussed, it's a report straight away.
Straight away.
Then they take it to tribunal or wherever, MRO, and they figure out whether it's a deliberate tackle or an accident. If it's deliberate, I'll start with an accident. If it's an accident, but he's got concussion, you get a week. No matter what the tackle is.
Doesn't matter if you meant it or not. I agree.
Then they ascertain, okay, if it was deliberate,
it's 3 to 4 weeks.
you're going to get 2 weeks automatic.
And the severity
If it's worse,
of it,
3, 4, you don't get cleared.
No matter what.
In other words,
if you can cut someone,
you're
not playing.
The law says you can murder someone or you can get charged with manslaughter. So, so an accidental tackle is like a manslaughter. You're still going to do time, but it's a different type of time.
There you go, yep.
And a murder, obviously, you're doing big time.
Yeah.
If you've concussed someone in a deliberate tackle, ascertained by then you do the time.
And look, we're not saying we like it or not. We're just giving you the facts.
Yeah.
The AFL's strong on this, and it's not going to change. In fact, next year wouldn't surprise me if exactly what you said happens. That it comes down to, well, if you tackle someone and get concussed, that's it. It's 1 week minimum. Let's start there.
Cannot even appeal it.
You can't appeal.
So it's not about appeal.
The concussion is unappealable.
However, if you are guilty of a tackle which is, they think you've deliberately done that.
Yeah, you get 3,
you can
4,
go up
5,
and try
6,
and
8
appeal
weeks,
that and just drop your weeks down, but you ain't getting off a concussion.
No, you're not. You're not.
So what happens live?
Right.
The next question is, what's the penalty of a player? Well, then the umpire can come in and make that decision as well, that, it's a 50-metre penalty on the tackle. That's enough of penalty live.
Yeah, but how can he make a call on whether someone's concussed or not?
You take the umpires out of it.
Oh, you do in that instance, yeah. But if it's a dangerous tackle, look, if you sling someone and he's a bit groggy, maybe not even concussed, it's a free kick anyway, right? That's a rule now. You can't do that. So let the umpires do their thing, but it's more about the suspension, I think, what we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
And I agree with you, mate. I just reckon these people like Jonathan Brown, he was another one that said it.
Antiquated, mate, you're a dinosaur.
Yeah, we're taking the fabric out of the game. Really? 40 years ago. 40 years ago, we used to knock players out and think it was a good thing.
Yeah.
It's gone. Mate, you wouldn't have played 2 games if you played in the 80s, Jonathan Brown.
And it's really magnified. And I was watching games this weekend where I was looking at tackles and thinking in my mind, he's done that correctly.
Yeah.
Or he hasn't.
Oh, geez, that's bad. Yeah,
you have a choice as a tackler.
100%.
Don't give me this, I had no choice or it was an accident. You have a choice. I saw some players correctly tackling blokes where they just sat them back.
Yep.
That's the next thing where AFL coaches and clubs are going to go into a serious training of how to tackle properly.
I was going to say, they've all got tackling coaches. Why did NRL do it correctly 98% of the time?
Yeah, that's right.
And their game is 99% of tackling. Why can they do it? But we can't. Come on.
Anyway.
Grow up.
Well, there you have it, our review of round 19 in the books. Let us know in the comments what you thought, and we'll see you in the next one.